much the fastest way to get like very
Football updates.
specific updates, but like it's weird though, because like it's just, you know, you'll just in real life the wide receiver will catch a touchdown, right? And then somebody will post on Twitter the JSN, the wide receiver's initials, with exclamation points. And so it shows up on Twitter, and I just see JSN, exclamation point. I'm like, oh, I'll bet you a good thing happened, right? And then I can go to, I have an app that's like keeping track of the score and the box score. So I can go back there and be like, did they get points? And then it'll say, oh yeah, I got points. And then usually, not too long after that, it'll like tell you what happened. Like, Sam Darnold threw a 20-yard touchdown to JSN. And they're like, oh yeah, that's why, the Twitter person. And then usually I go back to Twitter, and then they have lots of information about it. You know, they're like, yeah, this and this and this. And then eventually, a little while after that, you get a video of the touchdown. So you don't really get
Where
to...
they're like, no,
Yeah.
and then they go boom with the football. Then
Yeah.
they go, yeah, just boom. Just
Are
like
they
that.
still allowed to do EHS bump?
Yes, there's still lots to do
I
EHS.
thought they weren't allowed to do EHS bump anymore.
There's lots of things they're not allowed to do.
Wait, is
like,
that with them throwing the football
Yeah,
into
'cause
the
they're not
crowd?
allowed to
Like, isn't
dance.
that a fine?
it can be, yeah. So like if you do this more than once, you get a
For
fine.
those of
That
our
is
listeners who
too
are listening,
Is it on?
Controversial.
Oh no!
Cass
knew
is
that,
showing
Tess.
us a hip
I did
thrust.
not know
I thought Tess knew it was on, and that
She
she
did
just
not.
didn't care, like me, who's
I know,
running
that
around
seems
like a
likely as
fool,
well.
pretending like I scored a touchdown.
I mean, I wouldn't have
Like,
cared.
I'll look
truly
silly
didn't
on
know.
the internet. It's fine.
The internet doesn't care.
None of my future employers
There-
watch those, please.
There's a lot of very specific rules that are weird and don't really make sense, in my opinion, about celebrations.
Well, because they're probably made about specific assholes.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
did
for sure.
specific assholey things.
Well,
The one that kills me is you're not allowed to hang from the crossbars.
I was
You know,
doing
the
that
big
in my
yellow-
workout this morning. There's a bar hanging from it and doing movements like this.
Well, you are never going to be able to
Luck
join
for
the
you.
NFL.
Oh, I would get snapped like a twig in 30 seconds or less.
Also,
Probably
it's
more.
illegal to do crossbars.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't know if it was a crossbar. I was just hanging from a bar. No, the victory I was celebrating was that I finished my old fashioned
Yay! Casey.
during the first episode before the episode
This is
was
a big deal because Casey
over.
doesn't whiskey.
I don't whiskey and I drink everything very slowly.
Yeah.
That's true.
In fact,
That's
Tess
true.
was
It's a
saying
good thing.
we must have been talking for a long time. Casey finished her drink.
That's not wrong.
Like, just let me have this, please. But now,
Don't be rude.
for those of you listening and not watching, I have a new old-fashioned, and I make no promises about finishing this one before this episode ends. But we'll see if I can get to like right. Oh, you probably can't
Did
see
you
this.
do-
Right there.
Did you do a hot
Halfway.
honey one too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
we
that
found-
good?
It's
Okay,
good.
I'm about to try it. I haven't even taken a sip of this yet because I also get caught up in other things and forget to do things like eat and drink sometimes,
This
even
is
when there's food or drinks right next to me.
a hot honey old fashioned.
Okay, everybody, viewers at home, I'm trying the hot honey old fashioned. Mmm,
It's flavorful, yeah?
that is good.
With orange liqueur.
That is
Ooh.
good.
Just a little bit.
Good job, bartender Tess.
Thank you.
You did good. Okay. Maybe I'll be a whiskey convert
Nice.
soon.
Well, we won't do too much whiskey because I need to use that book you gave me of the cocktails.
Right.
It's actually on my other shelf. I
Yes.
was looking for it here, but it's on my other shelf.
The witchcraft cocktails
Yes.
that this cult would never have approved of because it said witchcraft, and
But
I'm assuming
also
man.
it's
because
illegal.
none
Oh,
of them
man.
have ever tried alcohol because
Yeah.
alcohol is also illegal.
That's right. So, what was the age that each of you finally tried alcohol?
27.
27?
We were both 27.
27.
It was the
No,
same
we
time.
tried it together. We tried
Yeah.
champagne.
Oh.
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
It was actually white Zinfandel.
That's
Mm.
right. It
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was kind of
Okay.
it was champagne-ish.
Champagne is essentially
champagne-ish.
wine. Like, come on.
Well, and I think I bought champagne glasses,
You did.
so it had like
No, and we did
A
do a
champagne
champagne after the birth of our 5th child.
You're like, we.
But that was a
completed
slippery slope.
our
We left.
family.
We left
Mm.
Idaho
Idaho?
around the same time.
Idaho. Do you know once I worked in
Idaho.
Idaho for a summer, and people said, "Why are you working in Idaho? They only have potatoes there."
oh man.
And I was
That's
like,
not even vaguely true.
I know so
I
many
don't
people
know.
think that.
And then I go to Idaho when I had not been out west in at least a couple of years at that point. And the couple of years before that was the only time I'd ever been out west. So I go out west and I'm like, Idaho is beautiful. What are these
Oh,
mofos
Idaho is
talking about?
amazing.
I'm
It's
like,
such a gorgeous state.
I don't think I saw one single potato.
Probably not.
I did see a lot of hound's tongue and some other weed that stunk to the high heavens. We like take our tools and go.
Was it just literally skunkweed? Because skunkweed is a thing.
No, it wasn't skunk. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name of it. I'll probably think of it once this episode is over and I'll
That
tell
makes
you.
sense. No, Washington, Idaho, Montana. Oh, I just love that area.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm-
right up by the border. So nice.
One day I want to live in the PNW when I'm like in my desired career and make more money and things like that.
Or
So-
when we all run away to Canada because
Or
America's
that.
a hellscape.
Or that when we
And-
all run away to
Yeah.
BC or something. I'm also
Exactly.
down for that. It's technically the PNW.
It is.
And it's not in the US, so even
Exactly.
better.
Yeah. Well, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think you would love it.
Oh, I'm sure I would. Okay, so how many more questions should I aim for?
Start with one.
Okay. Alright, so I have.
Make it a good one.
Tess.
I'm gonna throw this at you, Tess.
You should throw it at
They were
her.
all good ones.
Shut.
Let's be as
I'm being silly too. Would I ever? I'd probably throw a squishmallow at you. But not my phone. That seems mean. Okay, so this is one more question for when you were still in the cult. So describe a day in the life while you were in the cult. And if no day was alike, then I guess just pick a day.
A day in the cult as a woman. You wake up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning
Woo! I
to
wouldn't
do
make it.
praying and journaling
She still does that.
before
Not the
anyone
praying
wakes
journaling,
up.
waking up.
The waking up and the taking the dog for a walk.
Yeah. Because you need to wake up and do journaling and praying so that your day starts off on the right foot. Otherwise, God will not bless you.
Not
For
the
some
right.
of us, it's really
not the
hard
right
to start on
elbow.
any other foot.
It's
No.
true.
Because you have your right foot.
I always start my day off
On
on
the
the
right
foot.
foot.
Sorry.
And then you make coffee for yourself and your husband, unless you're a Mormon, because they don't believe in caffeine.
We were not Mormon though.
We were not Mormon,
We're not
and we
Mormon.
did coffee.
And-
So
and
I
you-
would make coffee, and then
For your quote unquote husband.
exactly, yeah, and myself. And
And you, I
then
guess.
the children wake up, so you have to change their diapers and feed them. And then you have to kiss your spouse and send them off to either work or a different work.
Or
so,
the roof.
exactly.
Wait, I have an
They're
important-
either like roofing or
Sermon writing.
or visitation or something.
So when you kissed Tess goodbye in the morning, did you use your stool?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I did.
That's the only right answer.
And if you are mad about something or something did not get done, you do not bring it up because chances are your spouse will be martyred that day. And when they are, not if, when they are,
When?
you want to make sure that the last thing you said to them was not in anger or criticism.
I see. So you can never say,
And
Tess, you were annoying last night.
nope, you can't do that. You
Now
cannot do
be
that.
out of here. Go to work.
Exactly.
Go to the roof. Goodbye.
And then I would usually start bread and start a like boiling a chicken carcass from our rotisserie chicken so we could have some soup. And
Now I just want soup.
I know you always want
I'm
soup.
pretending
And I
to
would do
scoop
some
soup
baking
right
and I would write I usually ended up writing curriculum because I was either doing parochial school or like women's and children's ministries. So I would have to write something for that, and then I would
Anna's
usually
written
write
lots of
something for
curriculum.
myself. I've written lots of curriculum.
Yeah.
And I was keeping a mom blog at the time, and I was doing a cartoon. So I
You
would
had
do at
a
least.
mom blog.
Yes, I did.
And she's very good at cartoons, just for the record. Because
What?
nobody knows this, but I know it.
So
Anna's very good at cartoons.
I would
You
do
are-
at
oh,
least
Anna's
one panel
very
of a
multi-talented.
cartoon,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I would write something, some sort of curriculum, and I would update the blog. I would try to take some pictures, and meantime, I've got at least 2 to 5 children running around. They were in cloth diapers. I made those diapers,
And then you had a.
so I had to wash those diapers.
By hand,
and
or did you have a washing machine?
well,
Yes.
when we were in
Depends on where we were.
Idaho and Montana and Nebraska, we did have a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
But when we were in Colorado, usually I had to wash them by hand.
Yeah. We did, for the record, we did actually buy some diapers while we were like in the travel trailer
Mhm.
because we didn't have access to washing machines as regularly.
And we didn't have water.
Yeah.
Well, we had very
Yeah.
limited water
Yeah.
in our water pump.
So
at
that
the
was
airport.
like the 1 year where we used
disposable diapers.
disposable diapers
Okay.
while we were still in the cold.
Well, and in the meantime, you're breastfeeding as you do this and feeding the other children and teaching them Jesus-y things and all that sort of thing. Because in my upbringing, you start children in pre-K when they're 3 or 4.
Well, no, I gave my heart to Jesus when I was 2.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
When I was 3, I went to pre-K in a church, or the basement of a church.
Mhm.
And then after a couple months, my parents were told that I wasn't ready to be in school yet. So then I stopped going to this school. And then, one night I was at home screaming, and my parents were out, and my nana's like, "Stop!" She's like yelling at me to like stop screaming. I very distinctly remember her face over there. She's like, "Stop it!" I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Then my parents get home, and they're like, "We were looking for a new school for you." And I was like, "Huh?"
Oh my
Something-
god.
But yeah, I don't know if I was kicked out of preschool or if I was just taken out because I wasn't ready to be in preschool yet.
Probably like a
And I-
combination of the
and
two,
I had-
actually.
And I had no social skills, and when the bell, because you know what church bells sound like, the bells were ringing like boom, boom, and I would just scream and scream, and I have this memory of my teacher saying, "Casey, that's the bell." I didn't care, it was loud, and I didn't like it, and I screamed, and I screamed. And then when I eventually went to my new preschool, it was not in a church. It was,
That's
it was called the Co-op. And
that was a
I
very
s-
popular term.
It was.
Still- I've heard of many co-ops since then.
Mhm.
But I still had no social skills, and I would just copy what I saw. But I would copy like the naughty kids for some reason. So then I would
Been
be
there.
naughty.
Well, because
And
the
then I'd
naughty
get in
kids got the
trouble.
biggest laughs.
Yeah, they did.
So they would go like. So then I would go. "Arr," and then the kids would be like, "Stop!" And I'd be like, or I would
You
just like.
started it.
Or I would just like follow kids around. They're like, "Stop following me! I don't want you following me." Literally, I was a menace. 4-year-old me. Like Anna was raising her siblings at 4, and I didn't know how to exist around other children apparently at 4. But I also have this memory of my brother was born because I'm 4 years older than my younger brother, and I wanted to tell the whole class that I had a baby brother, which
Aw.
when my baby brother was born, I love my brother, but when he was born, 4-year-old me was devastated because I wanted a sister. And so I
dare
cried
he.
and I screamed, "I don't want a boy, I want a girl." And I think my grandparents were very put up with me.
This is why I had to be a girl.
Yeah.
You did.
And then I like remember pulling on my teacher's pant leg kind of like this, man. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then she was like, "What, Casey?" And I was like, "My brother was born." She was like, "What's his name?" And I was like, "But Lance." And she didn't understand me. And I like said it again, and she was like, "What?"
Wham!
But when you were in preschool, they weren't like talking to you about creation and how Jesus died on the cross
I just wanted
for
to
your
play with
sins.
my little miniature
and
cow named Bessie.
How you
Okay.
needed to repent of your 4-year-old sins.
Oh,
Okay,
definitely
so
not.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
For sure not.
I
Uh-oh.
have
And I gotta.
You were teaching our kids that when they were 4.
no. So I have
Oh,
these.
yes.
I have these
Or 2.
as a visual aid. This is the only colorful thing I could find.
Looks like
So
something I use when I teach people.
everything that you taught them had to go by very specific, very specific plan. Essentially, this plan could all be reduced to the wordless book. Are you familiar with the wordless book?
Oh, is it a book that doesn't have any words in it?
It is. Actually, this book is made of colors. And did you know that I can tell you the whole story of your life on this book that has only colors?
What?
I know.
Where will I be
can't
in
use
10
this
years?
one. No, not that.
Oh, no.
So we have
Casey,
to
as
start.
if it was up to you.
We're actually going to start with this.
Jeez.
This is like
Ooh.
close. It's
Yes.
not up to you.
We're going to use your coaster,
Yeah.
and we're going to use this.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Sorry,
This-
I know exactly what this is.
This is the color of gold.
Okay.
Did you know that there's a city made entirely of gold? It's streets made of gold. Beautiful. It is the most perfect place you have ever seen. Everyone is happy. They sing all the time. You have all the best things that you could ever want.
Waterfalls, Olaf.
Olaf?
Yeah.
Olaf's there?
Tess, Olaf is a demon.
Oh!
Darn it. I was hoping.
This place is amazing. Wouldn't you love to go there?
God is also there.
Yeah.
Well, you can't!
I'm gonna cry.
Because your heart looks like this. Do you know why your heart looks like this?
Because I'm the worst.
Exactly. You are the worst. You have done bad things. Your
You've done
heart
bad
is
things.
Horrible.
black.
Have you ever lied to your brother?
Probably.
You see?
Did you ever take more than your share of dessert?
I'm sure I
Did you ever
4-year-old Casey.
want something that somebody else had?
did. Yes.
Well, that's called a sin, and God hates it. And if you've ever done that, you could
You are-
never go to the happy place.
That's right.
Except
I'm melting.
there's red.
The color red.
The color red is for blood.
Oh,
Blood.
not blood.
No, blood is good.
Blood is good.
Jesus died. Jesus shed blood. Red blood.
Red blood.
All of
Not
Jesus'
green
blood
blood,
was
that's culture.
spilled. And Jesus' blood is the only thing that can wash away your stupid black coaster heart. All you have to do for
What-
Jesus' blood to wash
What
away,
color will it make her black coaster heart?
it will make it white.
I don't have
Wait.
one.
I thought hearts were red.
No,
No,
not
no.
anymore. It will make your
No.
sinny heart white.
Wait, like that book
Like the
that
book.
Tess is grabbing?
Just
Oh.
like this book. Instead of the
It's
icky
not.
black one.
What's my result?
Yeah, don't read the book.
I don't know what I grabbed. It was white.
You grabbed stepping off the relationship escalator.
Polyamory.
You want your heart to be white so you can go to the happy gold place.
Oh, okay.
Your heart will be white
Get to the happy cold place.
if it's washed with red blood from Jesus.
Only Jesus' blood.
Only Jesus' blood, because his
Okay,
is only a
okay.
perfect blood.
Not
I can't use your
witchcraft
blood.
sacrifice.
No.
blood.
I can't
No.
use Tessa's blood.
No, you can't. No, and also don't kill people because God doesn't like that.
Oh, okay.
That's
blood.
also black sin.
Jesus's blood is pure and can wash away all the black. All you have to do is A, B, C. Super easy.
That's it.
Admit that you're a sinner and you're
Okay.
the worst person that ever existed.
I'm a
Start with
sinner
that.
and the worst person who ever existed.
Believe that Jesus is perfect and died for you.
Jesus is perfect and died for me.
Confess that you did terrible things and deserve death, and only Jesus can save you.
I did terrible things and I deserve death, and only Jesus can save me.
You did it. That's impressive.
Good job.
Do I get to go to the happy golden place now?
No, now you need
No,
to use the
come
green and show that you can grow in God.
Oh,
And
how
to
did
do
I
that, you have to pray
Read
every
your
single day.
Bible,
Read your Bible
Pray every
and
day.
do everything that it tells you to.
Pray every day.
And sometimes,
Pray every
if you
day.
use the new one, you also have to get baptized, and that's the blue.
But I can't be sprinkled.
That's right.
I
It
can
has,
be immersed.
it has to be immersion, or it's not real blood. Okay.
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 I'm gonna pretend I'm laying in water. Ugh, I don't know if the viewers can still see me.
In the name of the
Wait, my
Father,
head is up there. I see
and the
it.
Son, and the
But-
Holy Spirit. You've now been baptized into.
Woo! I'm gonna twirl like
okay,
you
okay.
so.
died to
Are you ready?
your
Are you ready?
old
I'm
self.
going to baptize you by
Okay.
sprinkling.
I've been whiskey.
You are now dead to your old self, and now
And-
are a new creation in Christ.
That's exactly what you are. Anyways, you have to include that in everything you teach these children.
Okay.
And do that between the cooking and making sure the house is beautiful.
Mm.
All of that, and you need to know exactly when your spouse is coming home because before that happens,
so
working
terrible.
you have to
I hate all of it so
shower
much.
yourself, wash
I hate
yourself,
it so much.
make sure you
Shower.
pay special attention to your private parts so that they're nice and clean. Because when they get home, they have to think that you're the most sexy thing that ever existed. Or
Wait.
they will have an affair immediately.
Whoa. I have so many questions. So I thought that thinking about people being sexy was a sin.
You get one.
You get one person to be sexy.
Oh.
If that person isn't, no, but see, here's the thing. If Tess walks out of the house
Yes.
and thinks somebody else is sexy and not me, that's my fault.
Oh.
That's because I looked like I was stressed out, or because I didn't wash myself well enough, or because I didn't have dinner ready on time.
And not because Tess
To
has
be
a crush
clear-
on every woman.
To
Basically.
No.
be clear, they did not tell me any of this. Remember when they split the groups in the last episode? They were telling all of the girls, quote unquote, these things.
Hmm.
They did not tell me any of this shit about girls having to do all this crap,
Right.
right? To
So the
Anyway.
children have to be fed, washed.
so they told
Change.
Anna all this and not me.
I have
So
to
you
have
didn't know
dinner
it.
ready.
No.
I have to have the house gorgeous, so she can't see anything wrong with it ever.
Right, so she's
I
like,
have
this
to
is
have
the most
myself
beautiful house. there ever
Beautiful,
was.
exactly. I have to have myself beautiful and ready,
Mm.
and that way, when
So
she
she-
comes in
so
and
she
wants to immediately have sex with
Only
me,
have has eyes for you.
she will only have
Immediately.
eyes for me.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's like,
Also, by the way, you're not allowed to refuse come-ons from your spouse.
oh no.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to what? I didn't
Refuse
hear you.
come-ons from your spouse.
Oh, right.
Marital rape is the expectation.
For
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
in my for the record, in my mind, like when I talk about used to be in a cult, like so much of what Anna just said is like the biggest part of what makes it a cult, right?
Yeah.
Like the expectations of women and sex and the weird purity culture stuff, and which is bad for men, but like always worse for women, and always like there's just not an exception to
Yeah.
that. It's always worse, and it is really bad. And what it does to women across the board is
Mhm.
demeaning. It's shame. I mean, it's impossible.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, because you're not allowed to have sexual desire or expectations. Like,
But then you're
A
expected
female,
to have
female
sex whenever your
orgasm isn't a
husband
thing.
wants to.
You just need to be available as a vessel, essentially. You're a vessel for a penis and a child. That's
Yeah,
what you
It's
are.
like you're supposed to get impregnated and then carry a child and then birth the child
Well,
and then
yeah,
raise the
and-
child to
and
also be
a lot
in this cult.
of the offshoots of our cult believed that sex is only for procreation. So birth control is not allowed in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my goodness.
And
It's not.
sex is only for procreation. It's not for pleasure.
Mm.
So you are doing a job, and you do the job at least once a day until you get impregnated. And then you don't have sex until after the baby's born because it's for procreation. So the expectation is that the husband will fall into sin and have an affair while you're pregnant. and then just like come back and impregnate you again, and then it's a thing. It's a thing.
Goodness.
Well, because they're men and they can't control themselves.
Right.
And we couldn't
Right.
possibly expect them to. That's why purity culture is a thing. You have to dress so nobody could ever sexualize you. Until your wedding night, when you have to be the sexiest thing that your husband has ever seen, or he's going to stray immediately. So, anyways, you do all of that, and then you clean everything up again. And you make sure that life is magical for everybody but you. And then you go to sleep.
And then you do it all again the next day.
You do it all again the next day. Yeah. It's a good time.
Wow, I forgot this was a day in the life for a second there.
Like, you two literally lived a whole separate life in a different world. Like, I'm listening to all of this, and I'm like, this was your real life. Like,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Yeah, it
No,
was
it
very
But it's like
different.
hard to think, like knowing you now and like since I've known you, it's like it's
Yeah.
hard to think that was your life.
Yeah, well, and usually we had to have people over for dinner, or we had to go to a Bible study, or we had to go teach something somewhere. Most days.
What if I did a day in the life at Ainsworth for me?
Oh, God, please do
Yes, please.
So
that. Ainsworth is a city, a town in Nebraska.
yeah, town.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh, not Nebraska. Nebraska's like the bad place.
It is. I am allergic to all of Nebraska,
Yeah.
and we could not afford allergy medication. We had some medication at this time. So,
Yikes.
while I am doing this at home and doing nothing else because I literally cannot leave the house, and the whole place was outside chicken and pig farms and smelled like it constantly. I am very allergic to chickens and pigs.
No.
There was one time a year it smelled decent in Ainsworth, and that was like fall, and they had a brewery somewhere around there. I don't even know where it was to this day,
But once a
and
year,
it smelled like
One
hops.
day a year, it
For,
smelled like
for a
hops.
little while. Yeah, that was
That
the
was
best
such
it
a
ever
nice
smelled
day.
there. Anyway,
Anyways,
but okay, average day in Ainsworth. I don't know. There hardly was an average day in
So
Ainsworth.
you
but
were a pastor at this.
so yeah, so this was we I'd pastored the 3 Methodist churches.
and
All-
that was too sinful
All
for
at
us.
once.
So we had to go to a more conservative
And
place.
exhausting. We were getting tired after a while. Like it's a lot to do 3 churches at once. And
Yeah,
so
sounds like
and plus, like I said in the last episode, it was confusing with we were seeing things that were confusing, and they believed the same things, and we were supposed to be missionaries to them, and anyway, we made this decision to
And they could only pay us $15,000 a year for full income.
yeah, plus housing.
Oh
To be
my
fair.
For
goodness.
7 people,
Yeah.
$15,000
Yeah,
a year.
they did give us free housing, but
They
it was
did.
still not much money, even with the housing.
But still, with 7 people, we
Yeah.
give you have free housing. Like,
Yeah.
how on earth do you live off
Yeah,
of that?
and it's all complicated, and we didn't have a real address, and it was all weird. Anyway, we decided it was like, there were lots of factors, but like, a big one was like, if like we just need to go and pastor one church, and let's find something that believes like what we believe.
Mm-hmm.
So and then all these things that we think should work.
Yeah.
The
Well,
church
God
should
said they would
grow.
Mm.
Yeah, the church should grow. We should feel not insane about what we're doing like we do right now. All these things. So, anyway, we ended up in this church in Nebraska, and that's a long story. But we knew before we even got there were lots of angry people there. and man, I'm trying to decide which day. Or how to. Man, it was a weird time. It was so weird. All right. So average day. I'll try and do an average day, because we were trying to do a lot of the same things still. I think, like Anna talked about with what she was doing. Not a lot of that had changed drastically.
Mhm.
Except, I mean, the kids were a little bit older, and
They could all walk at that point.
yeah,
That was new.
yeah,
you didn't have to carry all of them at once.
Exactly.
and we weren't living in the trailer anymore. I like our house for the most part.
Mhm.
It was a nice little house, and it was like the only safe. It was a safe place we had, which was nice for the most part. But so an average day in Nebraska.
When you woke up.
I know, I'm trying to even remember that. I'm like, wow, that's so
So
long ago.
You had
I would have
made
coffee.
for you.
Yeah.
Coffee waiting next to the bed for you.
Probably
When you woke up.
breakfast.
Yeah,
Yep.
While
coffee.
Anna stood on her stool and kissed you goodbye and sent you
Yeah.
on your way.
Yeah, and I'd go to the church, and I'd go to the office, and then I had my own huge office in that church. Like, I was just thinking about this a couple weeks ago. It was like this insanely.
Yeah, it was like twice the size of this room.
Yeah, it was big. I had this big old desk. The truth is, I didn't use it. I actually didn't go to the office very often.
Mm-hmm.
When we first got there, I did, and because what I would do there is try and write sermons. And when we first got there, I specifically wanted to go to the office because like I would tell people I'm at the church from this time to this time.
Because
If
they would
you-
always say, I need to see you, I need to talk to you, I need to see
Yeah.
you, I need to talk to you, you need to tell
Yeah.
me this,
So
that, and the other.
so I would have office hours is kind of what it was.
Because they all demanded it. They were like,
Well,
you have to
that-
have office hours.
Was
Yeah,
this like confessional? Like
Yeah, a
It
little
could
bit.
be.
were you like
Yeah.
their therapist?
Well,
like,
okay, so let me keep going because in theory,
That's
was
the
the idea.
expectations.
yeah, that was the idea. And whereas like I'm here, I'm a pastor, you can come talk to me, you know, and about whatever. Like I didn't know what they would want to talk to me about, and the truth is I never found out because nobody ever came,
It's true.
ever, not once. Nobody ever came. It was like, and it could
was
be
super awkward.
the expectation is from. I'm gonna go with olden times. Right? Where like the pastor was this, you know, where you lived like next door to the church in a parsonage, and I still technically got parsonage pay, where like they helped pay for our house, but that was all complicated. Anyway, but again, olden times, right? You lived in a little town in the west, and there was a house next to the church, and the pastor was there, and people would come and
They would
seek
tell you their
spiritual counsel
sorrows.
and maybe confession. Again, Protestants don't do confession, right?
No,
Like that's
no.
not confession is to God, not a
Oh.
priest,
Oh.
like it is in the Catholic Church,
Mm.
right? So like it's not really in the Protestant culture.
They still do confession. They just call it accountability, and
Right.
you do it to anybody but the pastor.
Anybody
because
but-
then the pastor will think that you're a sinner,
Yeah,
and that's the last thing you want.
yeah, no, for sure.
Oh.
So anyway, but there's still this weird small, especially in a lot of small towns across America and small churches, there's this weird expectation for the pastor to be available to talk to
And live at the church.
and live at this and just be there.
Well, and people did
Even
come.
if you have a spouse and 5 kids.
Yeah. So
Well,
there was
And I-
one day when we walked the 3 blocks or so from the house to the church to surprise Tess with a picnic for lunchtime.
Oh.
That was the one day that somebody decided to come at noon
Oh my gosh.
to talk to Tess.
The one
And
time.
she wasn't there, and then word spread around the community
Oh.
that she wasn't in the church when she was supposed to be in the church.
Oh my god.
Because she was literally across the street in the park within visual distance of the front door of the church.
Well, yeah, and like I had a sign up list and stuff for people to, like schedule things so I
Yeah.
would know they were gonna show up.
Yeah.
And maybe my first week, I think somebody signed up but didn't actually show up, kind of a thing, and which wasn't a big deal because I was just there, right? It's not like I went somewhere extra, but they just weren't there. And So and so you're like, so what was I doing? Well, I was writing sermons, which is a time-consuming process for people who've never done such a thing. And I didn't just write sermons. I had to plan the whole service, right? So you've got an hour and a half of time you have to fill with stuff to do, right? And so and I were at the 3 churches. I did all the singing and preaching for the whole service at all 3 of those churches every Sunday. And then in Nebraska,
Same thing.
very similar. Yeah, I basically led everything. We did have like a kind of worship team, sort of.
No, it was just me and one dude.
Yeah, right. That's why I say sort of.
Sort
And me, the 3 of us
The
singing.
3-person team.
Well,
Yeah.
because we got there and they assumed pastors' wives know how to play piano and will
Oh.
play piano for the service. I took 10 years of piano lessons. I hate piano. I hate it
Really?
with a passion. I hate piano. I can't and won't. It's not something that's within me. Like, I have double jointed fingers, and that's like the first thing. Like, the people would scream at me in my piano lessons that I was doing it wrong because of how my fingers are shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do this, and that was bad. And then so it was horrible. But the piano player quit immediately, and that was because Tess had a wife, and obviously that wife will play piano. Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
So we had to do like canned music. Anyway, we had to plan. I had to plan it all, right, and figure out what music we were gonna do and what readings we were gonna do, and then actually, write a 15 to 20 minute sermon.
35 minutes. It had to be 35 minutes.
I
What?
never preach for 35 minutes. I always ran out of things to say before then. Even as excitable as I am.
Yeah, you said you would jump and stuff.
Oh, I jumped a
Oh,
lot.
she jumped.
I was very excited with sermon.
It made
Like
people
this?
real.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm a star.
No, exactly like that. And then people will come up afterwards and be like, "That was just a little bit too energetic for me."
I've been told that too by people,
Yeah,
I think.
yep.
Basically,
Well,
too much. Stop.
That and plus Sunday school plus the Bible studies. So
Right, yeah. So, well, for sure. I was, getting there. So, yeah. So then every week you have Bible study on Wednesday nights. You have to. So that's an hour-long teaching session, right? That you have to plan out and have something to teach for that hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then every Sunday morning before church service, you have Sunday school service. So that's another
hour
essentially
to an hour and a half.
of teaching, right? So I had to, it's a lot of lesson planning. Essentially is how I think of it now as a teacher. You just do a lot of lesson planning and then once a month you have a board meeting, so I would have to make sure I had all the paperwork and everything planned for that.
And we had regional meetings and state
Yep.
meetings and
Yep.
like a lot of different
Yeah.
meetings essentially.
That's the whole thing.
And the pastor meetings because
That's right.
all the pastors all the like conservative pastors in a small town will get together like every week or so, and then they all try to essentially evangelize each other and eat waffles.
Yeah, we had ecumenical meetings.
Yep.
Yeah, so the Lutheran
Why
pastor
waffles?
and the Catholic pastor.
It has to be breakfast foods or it's not holy, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, waffles are yummy. I was just wondering.
No, it has to be a breakfast thing, otherwise it's not holy. I don't make the rules. I just do the observing.
That just sounds funny.
It was funny because it was me, like the super conservative church, and there was a Lutheran pastor. There was a
Because we
Catholic
weren't the
priest.
super conservative church.
Well, yeah, there was a Catholic priest. There was a Lutheran pastor. There was a like more mega church style like I grew up with pastor.
Because every small town has one of those these
Yeah.
days, and they just do like a prefab warehouse, and they put it up, and they put a light machine in it, and then they do modern music.
And that's
And-
always the biggest church.
Yeah.
And even in a small town, like that's just always because like everybody got mad at all the churches that were there for a long time, and then they needed to go to church still because
Because they had
You
to
have-
be Jesus-y.
you have to go to church, and so this new modern church starts. Anyway, yeah, I would do that. So yeah, it just
It's called stealing the flock.
Oh, for sure. Well, and there's always a reason. Like, there's always this really angry reason they have of why they left this church and why they left that church. And why, or, you know, if a church split, which happens sometimes.
Church was terrible. I hated it.
Yeah, it's usually, they usually blame it on the pastor.
Oh, yeah, whatever pastor was there at the time did
Pastor
something
Tess
horrible.
was at a picnic, not there for me to talk to her.
Yeah, pretty
That-
much.
for sure.
Actually, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
No, somebody left the church over that.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh my god.
People, oh, yeah.
They could see us from the door.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
They just wanted to put up a fuss.
No, they did.
'Cause it was fun.
Oh, for sure. People are already angry. They were angry when we got. They were angry before we got there.
They were.
We were just like, I can't even think of the word right now. Interviewing is the more common term. I can't think of-
Candidating.
Candidating. That's right. That
They
was
call it candidating
Yeah.
when you go to a new church and
Yeah.
they interview you to be a pastor.
Mm.
They call it candidacy.
Mm.
Anyway, and there was already
Sounds
people
very
just
official.
mad at everything we did in Ainsworth while we were there candidating. And we knew it. Like, it was, I don't know. Anyway. But, like, yeah. So, like, so my day was writing sermons, Bible studies, Sunday school lessons, and, figuring out board meeting stuff, looking at budgets, and trying to plan events for the church in the office, right? And I would just do that, and then some days there would be meetings with the ecumenical council. That's what they called it. Ecumenical
Yeah.
council, all the pastors from different churches, and then other days were meetings with pastors from the church. The churches that our church was part of was
Fellowship.
fellowship of churches. That's right. So they were like in different towns, right? And then the pastors from
It's not a denomination, it's a fellowship.
yeah.
Oh, so we're in the Lord of the Rings now.
Actually, yes.
Okay, this just got way cool.
Yeah, so the Berean Fellowship of Churches was
Oh,
actually
no.
created in the 1950s, or was it
Something
the 60s?
like I don't know.
Anyways, a bunch of people
I
from a
haven't
bunch
thought
of
about
different
it in
churches
years.
all got together and decided that everyone was too liberal.
You can't trust those liberals.
And they could not trust them, and they needed to
Get back to the Bible.
get back to the Bible
Yeah.
and make women wear skirts again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And not be in charge of
Pants.
anything.
Pants. None of us
Well,
wore skirts for the
Pants
recording
are
of this
unholy, and
podcast.
do you know why pants are unholy?
Why are they unholy?
Women can spread legs like this, and then you know they have a vagina.
Oh!
I know.
What if I put my legs in the air like this, and then I kick them like this?
Then we know you have a vagina and a butt.
I
And
do.
Satan loves that.
I have a rump. What if I sit like
Okay.
This is like how I sit on a regular basis.
You don't get to go to church anymore.
yeah. We're kicking you out.
We're kicking you out of the church. We're having a church split
Okay.
because you.
Why?
Because some people are
I'm a
okay with butt
mother
showing, but we're not.
Anyways, Tess would do that, and she would teach.
Yeah, and well, yeah, and
I'm
so
stubborn.
I would like spend all day in
Yeah,
this
you are.
office and mostly be bored out of my skull.
Oh no.
Like it was really boring.
And then
Oh,
sometimes people
so-
would
so-
show up and tell her how angry they were at us.
Yes.
So like at the same time, we're in Nebraska, and we started.
Bad place.
We've been talking about how messed up the church is, how misogynistic it is.
Mhm.
Anna and I were like, we don't know if this is right. Like that's what we were talking about at home, and so
Mostly we were like, I feel like Jesus would think women are people too.
yeah, oh for
Right.
sure, yeah,
Right.
and so we were like questioning all this stuff, asking so many questions. I even had like days where I would like go meditate behind the big church screen because nobody was there,
Wait,
and
like-
I was bored out of my
Like
skull.
this.
Yep. So I would just like that. I literally did that. I'd go sit behind the church screen, sit exactly like you were sitting right
On
now.
top of the baptismal.
On top of the baptismal.
Did you know that a lot of churches have like a hot tub behind the cross?
It's true.
What?
They do. They pay thousands of dollars for this, and they use it like
Is that why they want 10% of your income?
yeah,
Oh,
one of the reasons.
Wow, tithing. Yes, that's a whole thing.
just for the record, the pastor doesn't get any of that.
Oh, I believe it.
No,
I believe it. I didn't think they
The
did.
10%?
no, they
No, they do.
used the 10% to like try to pay us, but they gave us half of what they told us they would.
It's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of
No.
money. When you're in a fundamentalist church that is mostly board focused and not pastor focused, the pastor gets shit.
Gets treated like booty. And not the money booty, the, like, bad.
Yes. So I would.
So she'd be bored out of her skull.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I'm
a
gonna take.
board test.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
Well, because nobody would come, right? Like that was the other part of the job I was supposed to do was like talk to people, and nobody would come because
Oh.
I would do all the part of the job that I was supposed to do, right, with
I-
writing sermons and
I would
Bible
have come.
studies and.
And I would have been like, hey, Pastor Tess.
A full year, she was at the church from 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night every day for a year.
10 hours.
Yeah, after that year, she started writing sermons from home.
Yeah.
And then people started being like, I stopped by the church and you weren't there.
Oh
I was
my
like, no, you wouldn't.
lambda.
No, you wouldn't.
And
Well, and that's and then even before I went home, I'm like, if you want to talk to me,
call me.
sign up. I'll have a
Like,
list.
come
Call, yeah, you can call me. Like, you-
I have a
I'm
phone.
gonna get sued
I
for
have a
copyright
list.
infringement now.
You know where I live.
like there's so many
Oh.
possibilities.
An old church woman broke into our house.
No, not
The
not
first week that we were
thought.
there.
Not the intrusive thought.
The first week that we were there, an old church woman who didn't go to our church broke into our house while we were in the
Didn't even go to
basement
your church.
with our children. She broke into our house. She knew it was our house because it was one of the only houses in the town that had been on the market recently and taken off. She looked in our car, saw the car seats, knew it had to be us, broke into our house, and left us a zucchini casserole that she had made. Room
It was.
temperature, scary, terrifying. I went upstairs to get a glass of water, and there was a zucchini thing with tuna. Zucchini and tuna in a casserole together because it's
that's
Nebraska.
a great combination. Sounds delectable.
But
Yeah,
then
there's
she
so much
was
fast food in
angry
Nebraska.
that we did not know who she was and give her a thank you note. She never came to our church.
No, she came once.
No, she came once. She came once to a Bible study on Wednesday, but she came specifically to ask if Tess thought that Jonah from the book of Jonah had literally gone to hell when he was in the belly of a whale. And since Tess said no, Jonah was probably like being metaphorical when he wrote poetry while he was swallowed by a giant fish. Because Tess said that, she was very angry and never came back to church and said that we had stolen her casserole dish that she left when she broke into our house.
No ideas who it was.
You stole the casserole dish that she put in your house when she broke into your house.
Yes.
I can't.
No, it was pretty scary actually. I have a casserole dish that was not originally ours. But that casserole dish I left in the garage when we left that house because I'm like, if she broke into the house once, she could do it again and get her fucking casserole dish.
Yep. But then I would come home
Yep.
and
No, so now tells us something.
And
feed
I
the
was
kids.
bathed appropriately.
Would you go? Would you go?
Yes, actually.
I'm still watching.
I don't know. We were kind of past most of that by then. But
I had learned how to jump onto counters at that point.
Ooh,
I know.
fancy. I love it.
yeah, but then we were depressed and we would just drink wine sneakily.
Because alcohol was forbidden.
Actually, we would drive 2.5 hours away to get wine so that nobody in town would know that we drank alcohol.
Yep, we would.
Oh, and how often did you make that journey?
Once a week.
Once a
usually.
week.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that is quite the field trip to get wine.
Oh,
5
no, but
hours.
we
now
had
you
to.
can go down the street.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can.
It's
You know,
nice.
you can even DoorDash wine if you really want
If
to.
you're feeling fancy.
You couldn't.
We never have done that, but
No.
If you're
I
drinking
can't
whiskey
imagine.
already and you're like, you know what?
could.
I am not in a state where I should drive to the liquor store. I'm gonna have the liquor store come to me.
You could do that. But then I would but then we would order Pizza Hut wings.
Mhm.
That sounds.
That was actually the best Pizza Hut we've ever been to.
What?
They did the most spectacular wings.
Now I want Pizza
Ainsworth
Hut.
Pizza Hut.
That's why I say things like this all the time. We talk about things and we're like, now I want.
No, they did
In
a
this case, Pizza Hut.
beautiful job
Yep.
of their chicken wings. We would have chicken wings and celery and carrot sticks and a can of black olives. And we would sit in the basement where we could not hear anyone. They came to the door because it was after 7 o'clock at night and we were not going to do it.
Yep.
And
That was
sometimes,
nice.
sometimes people would come at like 8, 9 o'clock at night and they would ring the doorbell repeatedly because they knew where we were and they knew that we were pastors and they wanted to like ask us for things or demand that we come to their house for something, and we would ignore it entirely because no,
Because no.
absolutely
Because
not.
it is after hours, damn it.
And we have 5 children,
Yes.
and you are
Like,
being
you're-
super rude and waking them
Yeah,
up.
your parents to 5 small children.
Yep.
Oh,
And then we
heavens
about
to Betsy.
how messed up everything was.
We would.
Wow, that leads into my next question, which was who decided to leave the cult first, and what prompted each of your decisions to leave the cult, and how did you go about leaving for good? So I know you touched upon like the misogyny, and you were secretly drinking alcohol because alcohol bad.
Obviously, it's a slippery slope.
And you were feeling very depressed because you were like, what are we doing
To
here?
be clear, we don't believe in the slippery slope.
No.
Which is ironic considering what happened. But we don't.
I think it was probably me.
It was close.
It was really close.
It was close, but
No, but I had
it
to
was
take.
probably you as well.
I had to take the first concrete steps.
Yeah.
So, there was one nice board member at the church in Nebraska.
Yeah.
He was so conservative. So messed up, but he was the sweetest little man. And, Kenny. His name was Kenny.
Yep.
And he was
Is that when it started though?
That's when the legitimate steps started. Because Kenny was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Oh no.
We knew that he was going to die very soon. We knew that his wife was not going to be able to take care of him at home. We knew that he was going to go into the nursing home. And we went to the local grocery store and I saw a flyer for a certified nursing assistant course. We knew that the only nursing home wanted CNAs. And I took the course.
Yeah, but we had already decided before then.
We had decided.
Yeah. That's
But that was the concrete thing though. Because that was something where we actually were going to get money from something besides church.
And because in church world, you probably weren't allowed to be a CNA. You needed to
I was
stay
not.
home with the children and
Exactly.
clean and cook all day.
No, because if I took any sort of course whatsoever, Tess would have to take care of the children, and that was
But how did you get?
bad.
Well, how did we get to that point though? Where it was like we're okay with Anna being a CNA.
So, Trump
There
got
it is.
elected in 2016.
There's a lot of 2016 throwbacks happening lately. I was in college.
So many.
And I
We
was
were-
watching in horror as this
We were
douchebag
too.
was winning in the polls.
Oh, because
We were in Idaho at
we
the
had
time.
we were in Idaho. We had always been told you have to vote based on your convictions. You have to vote based on your convictions. You have to vote based on your convictions. We voted for somebody else. I was like,
Not
if-
Trump.
Oh, no, you didn't vote for Trump.
because
we voted based on our
we
convictions.
we always knew that
Convictions.
our family were not voting based on convictions. They were voting based on abortion, and abortion was an entirely Republican topic. So they had to vote anti-abortion. So they had to vote Republican. We knew who all of our family voted for. We checked with
Donnie
them,
Dump Trunk.
and they did.
Yep.
They voted for whoever the primary Republican candidate was because
Even though they told us
that
our
was the
whole lives
anti-abortion person.
how politicians needed to be honorable and pure and
Always.
preferably Christian. And,
Always. And
and-
then we were actually in Montana for the primaries there when they decided who was going to be running. And we watched every single debate. Every single
Republican
debate.
debate.
Well, no, we couldn't watch Democrat debates
No.
because that would have been
Yeah.
super bad.
So you watched the like 800 Republicans
Yes.
who were all running. for
Exactly,
the
and they were
Republican
great.
ticket.
We loved Ben Carson. He was super smart. He separated conjoined twin. He was incredible in those debates specifically.
There is a movie made about him. I think.
Yes,
Yeah, there is.
it's amazing. That was really cool. And
That-
then he succumbed to a lot of
That
things, and
didn't
he's
age
kind of
well.
an asshole.
No, it did not.
It did not.
I watched a portion of them.
But no, we watched all of those things, every single one, and we're like, there's one person that should not win this primary.
Yeah, at all.
It is
for
At
sure.
all.
Donnie
And
Dump
if that happens, and we said this entirely hypothetically, if this one person that we are seeing here actually wins like anything or goes on to a second debate, we're going to have to rethink our whole lives. And he did, and he did, and he did, and he did. And then the election happened. We had just gotten the cat recently. And she had accidentally gotten picked up by somebody who thought that she was a lost kitten. Because we let her in the backyard because she hated litter boxes. So she would go poop in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
That was fine. But somebody picked her up and they were carrying her around town and she ran away from a couple people. She was on a local Facebook group. It was like a whole thing. The whole community was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with this kitten. And we were also watching all of the election shit, and it was a super cold night in Idaho. Everything was freezing over. It was our first huge snow of the season, and our baby kitty was lost and had run away. And I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and she had found her way home and was just on the front porch waiting for me to open the door. So I did, and I let her in, and I went back to sleep, and I opened the curtains at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I always did that, because I had to get up and do my journaling and pray before anybody else was awake, because that's how God wanted me to do it. And the world was still there, which was really shocking, because I thought that the world would literally end and we would be raptured if Republicans voted for Donald Trump. And I opened the curtains, and it wasn't just like gray outside. It was actually the world that I had gone to sleep to. And I sat down to do my journaling, and I heard what sounded like a car door slamming. And it turned out that was actually our neighbor shooting himself in the head. And then we couldn't do Christianity after that. Well, we decided it's probably because we're with Methodists, and Methodists are super sinful, even though it seems like they believe the same things as us. We should just go more conservative. So we went more conservative and we went to Nebraska, and it was not better. Going more conservative did not make things better, and it was supposed to make things better, and it didn't.
They all believe the same things we did. And
They
were
did.
Angry and hated life.
Yeah.
And then John Kavanaugh got interviewed to be the Supreme Court justice.
Oh God.
Oh, Brett.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, well, and that was because we were very much on the same page with Trump and how confusing that was, and that started our like, what is this, and how come?
And why? Just
Yeah.
why? Just why?
Yeah.
Why would the people we love vote for somebody who we all know is bad?
Plus, we realized that we it's a long story, but realized that our whole lives that we'd been taught to judge people instead of love them, and that we thought that what Jesus was saying was that we needed to love people as humans and try to approach them from a point of view of loving kindness instead of judgment. And so we were trying to do that. We started thinking that way before we moved to Nebraska. We were trying to do that in Nebraska, and everybody was just angry and very judgmental, and showed the opposite, totally the opposite of what we thought the Bible was saying. And I was trying to preach that that's what the Bible was saying.
And they were so angry at you for
Mhm.
preaching
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Jesus loved people.
Yeah, and and that's not. They were told they were supposed to be right, not to love people, right? And I was saying the opposite of that. You need to forgive people and love your neighbor, and
And in the meantime, our families were all doubling down on that. We are the most right.
yeah,
We're the most right. We don't have to love people. Like, people should be deported. And then we have a lot of illegal immigrants in Nebraska.
yeah,
And
Yeah, a
they
lot.
had one of the first ICE raids
that's right.
in 2018, 2019. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly when it was, but
Yeah.
all of the parents were gone to the farms, and the children were at school where they should be, and all those children got dropped off, and it was a small community. Like, there were 1,700 people in our town and like 3,200 in the next town over. All those children, at least like 79 of them, got dropped off at home, and their parents were gone.
Yep.
Because ICE had come and taken all of their parents.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad, and the
Yeah.
children were calling 911 and being like, "We're supposed to call you when something bad happens, and our parents are gone, and we don't know where they are." And 911 was hanging up on them, and it was terrifying. And then they came and rounded up all the children and just put them in the foster system, and they shipped them out of the state immediately.
Yeah. And there was nothing anybody could do.
There was nothing anybody could do.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like people are talking to the pastors, and well, we couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
Nobody talked to the pastors before they did it. That's for
they
sure.
didn't. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Those poor children.
Yep.
But that was where ICE tried to start training people, and it worked. It worked really well for them, but
Yeah. But then, so yeah.
Well, and then we call people. We were calling pastors. We were calling our parents because our parents were leaders in churches and Bible schools. And we're like, hey, something bad is happening. And they were like, those people are breaking the law. And we're like, okay, there's children.
Mm-hmm.
There's children who don't have parents. We don't know where their parents are. We can't find them. We don't know what's going on. And they were like, well, those people were breaking the law. And we're like, there are children.
Mm-hmm.
There are children who don't know where their parents are. And your godly response is, their parents were breaking the law. That's what you're going with? That's what you're going with. And we couldn't do a thing. We couldn't help one person. So we couldn't stay in Nebraska.
There's lots of reasons we couldn't stay in Nebraska.
But that was one of them. But that's when we realized our parents and families were not going to take us. That's when I realized that we were entirely at odds because I was worried about people and they were worried about law enforcement doing their job. Even if it meant separating families and stealing children. And oof. That was a big one for me. And then we also realized that, like, most of the things we've been taught about relationships were bad. Because I started a CNA class and Tess had to feed the children dinner some nights. 2 nights a week.
Oh no.
Or 3 nights a week. Yeah. No, but that was super taboo. Like, Tess feeding children was super taboo.
Well, but we got there because we really, but like we wouldn't have done that if we hadn't figured out that so much of what we were taught was very misogynistic, and we had figured that out before I was feeding kids dinner.
Yeah. We had.
Like we had to get there, and that was a lot. It was just.
And for the record, she was never against that. By the way, she always was very willing to do all of those things, but our religion told us that she was not allowed to, or I was not doing my job. So our religion told us that if Tess fed the children, she was going to have an affair and the world was going to end. Because I was not doing my job. She didn't know this.
No, I never thought I was gonna have an affair.
No. She was not.
I was never worried about that.
She was never worried about that. I was. Because that was the only thing that could happen. Like, if there was one night that I did not have dinner ready, or if dinner was not the most delicious thing she had ever tasted, she was obviously going to have an affair.
Nobody told me that. I
Nobody told her that.
No,
I
was
was
never
the first
thinking
person
that.
to
I was
say
never
that.
thinking,
Well,
if
because-
Anna doesn't have dinner ready, I'm gonna have an affair.
Separated rules.
I was never thinking that.
This is what Anna was taught. Well, you were taught that you struggled with
Right. Oh,
masturbation.
for sure.
Yes, you were taught not to touch cocks.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's just it's shame across the board, right?
Right.
And then except, the power dynamics are specific.
Power dynamics are fucked.
Yeah, but and like and we'd had lots of weird experiences with the power dynamics over the years, but and like you have a lot of cognitive dissonance, right? 'Cause I always in my head thought that women were equal. Like I never thought differently,
Right.
but it was just like I also thought that they had to submit because that's what the Bible said, and like and so there was a whole teaching about it, right, of women submitting, and like I didn't
Submit to
lean
your
hard
husband
into
as
that.
unto God because that's the will of the Lord.
Yeah, and like neither of us ever leaned very hard into
But we tried.
whatever we tried to like mimic it, I guess.
Tried real hard.
Yeah, but like I was never like making Anna do things, as you know. I don't know. I don't remember
No.
making Anna do things.
Well, knowing you, I believe you.
Like that was
No.
never a thing in my head, but
No.
like that was the system, and there were moments when the system did that, or like they forced Anna to not be part of something, or because she was a woman, or you know, or they assumed she wouldn't, or assumed she was gonna just be a base camp, right? There was lots of instances of it, but we lived in that weird cognitive dissonance world where somehow we made it be okay in our heads because we had to, but then like we started to I started to realize, oh, this is, well, mostly I came home and Anna was crying about the Kavanaugh hearings, and she told me why, and it was because of misogyny, and she talked about all the things that had happened to her, which pretty much all of them I had seen or heard about before, but like just seeing it all together and in this context of misogyny and people not believing women, and I was like, oh, and it clicked, like it all came together, and it was like, oh, this is a systemic problem in this world we're in. It's not just random. It's not just a couple of people. It's not just
I had totally forgotten about that.
really.
Yeah.
That's what I think of as like the moment I decided to basically leave the church. Like that was the moment when I came home and she was crying about Kavanaugh and told me, she said a lot of things and about misogyny and stuff, and the things that happened to her, and again, like there had been building. It wasn't like it came out of nowhere. Like there was a lot of things happening to us. We'd had a lot of things and realizations of like, this doesn't seem right. This is pretty messed up. These people are miserable even though they believe what we believe, and they're freaking out about stupid little things that don't matter, and so it'd been building, but that was the moment where it's just like, oh, like, no, whatever happens next, I have to question what I think is, what has been taught to me and what I've assumed about the Bible and what I've assumed about the church for my whole life at this point. Like I knew in that moment I was gonna have to go relook at everything, because that was not okay, and the misogyny of that system was not okay, and the cognitive dissonance blew up. And I was like, oh, you can't just believe two things at the same time, and think that's gonna work, because it doesn't, and people get hurt, and so I'm gonna have to, and so I started, and from that point on, I was like, I'm going to start asking questions and trying to find whatever it is that comes after this that means that that's not misogynistic.
That means that we all get to be human.
Yeah,
Right.
It's just being human and treating all humans with honor and respect and dignity and equality and equity, and trying to figure that out. And ultimately, that meant, obviously, I for a long time there, I was looking at the Bible and different ways of reading the Bible and trying to.
Yeah, we did try to Jesus our way out of it.
Yeah, we did.
We tried real hard to Jesus our way out of it.
And then eventually it was just, I couldn't do the Bible anymore. Eventually it was just like, well, I mean, maybe it's okay for somebody,
every time
but
you tried to read the Bible, you would come against another thing that some idiots had based an entire
Yeah.
system on, and it was a bad system.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a bad system.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I had forgotten about Brett Kavanaugh. Do you know that happened around almost at exactly the same time as the Methodist Church split?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. So the Methodist churches that we were in, were actually in a split against the Global Methodist Church, over whether or not they should allow gay people to come to church.
Yeah, and be slash
And or
leaders,
be ordained, yeah.
Be ordained, and
Yeah. Well, in ours,
that was the big thing. Be ordained.
that was one of the big things, but it was all a big thing, and eventually the Methodist Church just split over it. I actually did a whole series of art
Mm-hmm.
over that as I was stuck in the house while Tess was at church trying to do sermon prep, and it was like shattered stained glass windows and shit,
Yeah.
and churches caught up in whirlwinds and tornadoes, because I had learned that people are people and you should kind of be nice to them, because they had lumped in immigrants with gay people at that point, and they were like, should we allow undocumented people or gay people to be part of the church? And they had just stolen all of these parents from our community, and we were starting to realize our own queerness, and I'm like, God, this is not good. They're like, if they came for these parents, they're gonna come for other parents, and we are the other parents.
Right.
So those things all started to happen at once.
Yeah.
A day in the life, Tess. This
Yeah.
is a day in the life.
Yeah.
It was real easy, and we loved it. It was super simple.
Mm.
I was trad-wifing it up, and Tess was doing Bible.
Doing Bible.
Yep, I was trad-wifing, and Tess was
Wait.
Bibling.
Wait, doing the like you're
No!
That's a 15-yard penalty.
Fort them.
Also, you have a demon, so...
Uh-oh. I have brains on my shirt.
I was there.
Oh goodness, let's see.
That was a day in the life.
Alright, what was life like when you first... Right, am I reading the correct question? Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I am reading the right question. I was just making sure. What was life like when you first left the cult, and how did you adjust to your new
No,
reality?
New reality. Wow.
We were homeless
With 5 children.
with 5 children. We had lost our house. We had lost our job.
Mm-hmm.
I had become a CNA.
Well, we wish we'd lost our house.
We wish we'd lost our house. We were
still
trying
had
to
to
sell
pay a
it.
mortgage on a house.
We still had to pay mortgage on the house in Nebraska when we were homeless and living with Tess's aunt
Yeah.
in Colorado. And we were, for a while, supporting ourselves on 37 cents an hour, as
Yep.
we captioned.
I was gonna say you had the captioning job that
Yeah.
paid like illegal wages somehow.
No.
Yeah, it was a gig job.
Ours was
for
a,
starters.
our first one was a gig
Yeah.
job.
Oh.
So we worked 16 to 18 hours a day for like 37 to 49 cents an hour,
Yeah, because
What
they
if
would
you're-
pay you based on.
based on the minutes
Per
that
word?
you. No, based on the minute.
I don't
Then
remember.
where were your children when you worked this much?
In our laps,
Oh.
or on the floor, or
Yeah,
just
playing,
like
or-
playing.
Playing.
They
Yeah, they were
watched
really-
cartoons sometimes. We did what we could,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and we still ate
Yeah.
ish.
Did you sleep?
We would.
No,
No. Okay.
no, we did not sleep. We
No.
decorated a stick with a half-lit string of Christmas lights for Christmas that year.
Yeah. Yeah, we do had to get goodbye.
Yeah, we did what
But
we
then
had
Anna
to.
got a job as a
I got a
CNA
job as a CNA
in Colorado Springs.
here in Colorado Springs,
Yeah.
and we came out here. We lived in Tessa's aunt's
Mm-hmm.
spare rooms.
Snuck wine Upstar.
And rum. A
And
little bit of rum.
Yeah.
What about whiskey?
No.
No whiskey.
No, we didn't do it with the other one.
No, we had just discovered rum.
Yeah. We were mostly wine people.
We were.
Yeah.
But no, I worked for $14 an hour as a CNA.
That's all you made as a CNA.
Yeah.
No, that is
20.
like it
2020.
This was 20.
makes me so
Not that
so
long ago.
angry
Not that long
sometimes
ago, like 5-6
that
years
17
ago.
and 18-year-olds are working the same job that I did, and their starting wage is $19 an hour. And like, I just felt lucky that I was getting $14 an hour because my whole life I had been working for $7.25 because that was the legal minimum
I
wage.
think that's still a federal minimum
Yeah,
wage.
it is.
That's crazy.
But yeah, now the people who do that job start at $19 an hour.
6 years later.
Wow.
6 years later, which we could have afforded multivitamins. That would have been nice, but no, we couldn't. And at that point, we finally had gotten out of. Speaking of multivitamins, we actually got to the point where we could vaccinate our children when we left the cult, and that was a huge thing.
Yep.
So
No, we
started actually getting our children vaccines, and we could get flu shots, and that was really cool because then we were sick a lot less.
It was such a relief to
Mhm.
quit pastoring though.
It was such a relief.
So we left that church and like the finances were horrible.
The finances were so bad.
Right, but
With 37 cents an hour.
but we didn't have to do ministry anymore.
We didn't.
And
we could do a lot.
Nice.
We could do a lot on beans and rice. We could do a lot on beans and rice. It was
Yeah.
it was okay. It was
Yeah.
okay because we didn't have to do the other things.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
nice.
And we didn't tell our families
No.
about
No.
where we were. What we told our families was our church ran out of money,
And they can't pay us anymore.
and so we had to quit because
Which they couldn't because that board
which was
member
true.
that board member was the last board member who didn't get mad at us and leave.
Oh.
And he was dying, so I got a CNA job so I could make sure that he wasn't abused in the nursing home, which worked.
But he died, and then
But
the
he
money,
died.
The church was out of money.
Yeah.
They were not
They were
making enough money
out.
to pay us, and so it was kind of nice. It worked out.
Yeah, that worked out great actually.
I don't wait to say it. It was fine.
No, but like a lot of the furniture in the church disappeared as people got mad at us because that was
Wow.
theirs. And they had keys to the church, so they would come in and take whatever they'd given to the church, whether
Wow.
it be like cookware or furniture or like literally anything.
That was weird.
That was weird.
But we left, and it was nice. Like that was. I mean, honestly, that's.
It was so relieving. We could work for
well, it was
16
just-
hours
It was
and
like a reset. Of
drink a glass of wine
Yeah.
and just hang out with our kids. And it
Just
was
be
so
people.
Yeah.
And not pastor and drag wife.
It was so nice.
Yeah. It was a big.
We
change.
worked so hard.
Yeah. But yeah, and then eventually I got a job captioning for
Caption call.
yeah. So I was still making less than CNA pay, but way more than 43 cents.
Yeah.
36 cents, whatever it was.
Well, and we had moved in with Tess's aunt essentially. The
Yeah.
children were still in sleeping bags on the floor, and that's fine. And we were there for 6 months, and we were technically homeless, but it was fine
Yeah.
because I had my job, and then Tess had her job, and we could switch it off. So she
Yeah.
would take care of the kids, or I would take care of the kids because I had the 12.5-hour days, and she could work it out. So mostly she was working when I had the kids, and I was working when she had the kids. So we essentially didn't see each other for
Yeah, not much. Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because we had to wait because we still had to pay mortgage on the house in Nebraska until it sold.
Until it
and
sold.
It took 6
Wow.
months for it to sell. That's
Yeah.
why
Wow.
we lived in Miami for 6 months because we had to wait for.
Before
Because
you could buy your
we couldn't
house.
afford to pay 2 mortgages.
No,
Right.
we
We
couldn't.
just could not afford that, and it was the middle of Butt Crack, Nebraska. And nobody wants to buy a house in the middle of Butt Crack, Nebraska. So it took 6 months to sell this house. I don't know.
It
I
took
can't
6 months to
believe
get an offer on
somebody
this
wanted-
house.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, And I can't believe somebody finally bought this little thing,
I'm so glad.
Thank goodness somebody did.
Yeah.
Even if we questioned why they
but I have serious doubts, but
More power to them. It was an
Right.
adorable little house.
it was a cool house. I
It
liked
was
the house.
It was a sweet little house. We loved that.
Yeah.
But then we bought our 1,000 square foot house
Yeah.
in Colorado Springs,
Mhm.
and we bought it to be essentially a dorm room for 7 people as I finished nursing school.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom,
Yep.
7
kitchen,
people.
living room.
Yep.
Galley kitchen.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
No, it was a sweet little house.
Yeah.
We
It was
loved that.
adorable.
Yeah.
It was adorable. It was
No.
so cute.
You had your rings in the living room, dining room area.
Yeah.
hmm
What was the question again?
The day in a life test.
No, we're past that one.
Oh, you're right.
We're a couple. No, this was what was life like when you first left the cold, and how did you adjust?
When we
Yeah.
first left the cult, we were so broke. We worked really hard. Really, 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 really hard.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we were like, and it was hard because we were trying to figure out social stuff.
And we had
Because
lost
church
our
was.
house, and we had lost our
Yeah.
income, and we
Yeah.
lost everything. We lost our social connections because we stopped doing church, and church is social
Yeah.
connections.
Right,
And
because you couldn't.
our families
connect
were
with people outside of
were
church.
starting to not talk to us because they were starting to realize that we were not doing church.
Uh-huh.
So we
Well, and
we
even if
lost
they had
everything.
it, that's your family, right? It's not really
Yeah.
social, it's not
Mhm.
friends. And,
No,
Right.
we lost everything.
Yeah, so we didn't have any friends, and we didn't have, we literally had 0 friends. Even
Mhm.
I mean, there were a few people from our college days that had left the church before us,
Uh-huh.
and most of those were Anna's friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've met some of them
Yeah.
already.
I'm
You
like,
have.
I've met a couple of them.
You
Yeah.
I didn't have any
They're
friends.
lovely.
I didn't have any friends from my past who left the church. Ironically, strangely, I don't know, something like that. But no matter what, none of them lived here,
Right.
where we were in Colorado. And,
No, we knew one person who lived in Colorado
Was it
during the
Tessa's ex?
pandemic.
and my sister.
No,
But they did
well,
leave
we
the
knew
church.
that.
They were
We
still
knew
going to
them,
church,
but
yeah.
they were still churchy.
Yeah.
One person that we went to college with was living here during the pandemic, and that person was super.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking.
No, they did not have an immune system.
Oh,
At
no.
So
That's
the
terrible.
only contact we had with them was like dropping off groceries
Oh, no.
on their porch during the
Poor
pandemic. We did
human.
not say hello. We did not see each other in person.
Yeah.
And that felt like the hugest social connection.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were basically acquaintances even in college. Like it
We
was,
were, yeah.
It was
We
not.
barely knew each other in
Yeah.
college.
No, we didn't have friends. And yeah, and then the pandemic was going on, so you couldn't do things with people.
No.
Right? For
why-
a long time.
That's why I spent a lot of time working in the woods during the
Yeah,
And I was
and,
like,
and
what else am I
we
gonna
were lucky
do?
because both our jobs were essential. Anna had the CNA job,
Mhm.
and I was
Yes.
doing captioning for hard of hearing people. And
Yes.
both those were considered essential, so we could
Yes.
keep working, which was great because
That
we
was
needed the
so
money.
good.
That is good.
But
But
you couldn't do anything socially.
Tess's job was
Oh, it was super isolated.
it was isolated.
Oh,
and it was
super
mostly
isolated.
sick people talking to
Mhm.
people who they couldn't talk to otherwise. And
Yeah.
then mine was essentially sitting with people while they were dying as I was
Yeah.
in all my PPE
Yeah, for COVID. Yeah.
for COVID.
Yeah.
And these were the people who were
Brutal.
so out of their minds on COVID that they could not keep oxygen on, and we had to keep oxygen on them. So I would sit in a tiny, tiny hospital room for 12 and a half hours at a stretch, making sure that I put oxygen back on this person every time they took it off, which was constantly, and just sit with them while they die.
Wow.
And we tried to go to church at that point.
We did.
We tried going back to my old church I grew up in a couple times.
Well,
Um,
and Tess was usually working on Sundays, so I would take the kids, I would drop them off
Because they could go to Sunday school.
because they could go to a Sunday school, and it was
so
not
crazy.
good because we had already been trying to go to this church when we were young people, and we had cloth diapers
Mm.
because I had to make our diapers because we were so low income,
Yeah, that's one of the churches we tried way back.
and
in
they
the
were assholes
church shopping
about cloth diapers at that point, which
Yeah.
was just so stupid. So I
Yeah.
would have to leave like 6 times during a 1-hour service because a child peed and they wanted me
They couldn't
to
figure
go
out.
find them, and I had to run around this whole campus, which was the size of a football field, to try to find them. And then they would like shame me about using cloth diapers instead of disposable diapers.
Oh.
So we went back there because that was the most welcoming place we had ever found.
Yeah,
to
well, we
date.
were thinking socially, like maybe we can meet people at
Sure.
church, and
Sure.
even though we
Yeah,
like,
well,
were really
well,
skeptical about this whole church
It's
thing,
fine.
maybe it'll be
We've done
okay.
God. It'll be fine. We can do this. This is a place that we
Yeah.
know will accept us and our children.
Yeah,
and
we
we
hadn't-
tried so hard.
we hadn't given up on the Bible completely at that point. Like
We
we were
hadn't.
still trying to get a better version of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
We were trying so hard, but
Yeah. But
I
nobody
was
would
going-
talk to us.
I was going
Just for
with
starting.
the children, and Tess was working Sundays. I refused to work Sundays because that was part of how I was raised.
Well, I got to go sometimes.
You did, but I would go and I would sit in the back and nobody would talk to me.
Mm.
nobody
And
would
then
talk to us.
there were like maybe 3 times Tess got to go too. And nobody would talk to us. And it got to the point where we were like, I can't listen to these people
Mhm.
talk.
Yeah, because we listened to the
More.
sermons and we went to Bible school, right? Like,
And we know they're wrong.
We know the
Mhm.
Bible inside, outside, backwards,
Yeah.
and like it was
And
just so
everything they
painful
were
to
saying
listen.
was so painful because
So
we
painful.
know better. We know
Yeah.
that's not what it says. And
Yeah,
every time they tried to bring in a Greek translation, they were so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was.
They
just
had
really
not done any of the research it took to be a Christian.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. It was painful.
Right, it wasn't even hard stuff. Like it was just so stupid.
We
Like,
got
that
to
was the problem. Like it
yeah.
was just stupid.
It was so dumb.
like it wasn't
were-
like we were being judgy. It was just like this is not
was just
well
wrong.
thought through. Yeah, it was just not
We
smart.
weren't being judgy, they were just being idiots.
yeah,
At that point.
well,
So
truly.
we got to the point where like we
Yeah.
tried to drop off the children in Sunday school, and then they had a coffee shop where like you could buy coffee in the church, like Starbucks coffee.
Wow, that I've never been to a church like that.
Yeah.
That's so
Oh
funny.
no. This church brought in.
That's weird.
Father's Day. Tess wasn't there. Thank fuck.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because she would have been like celebrated as a father.
Oh dear. Oh god.
Yeah, we can't. But anyways,
I
Father's
did
Day.
miss that one. I
They
remember.
brought in a bunch of all-terrain vehicles with like campers so they could sell them in the atrium of this church. It's
Oh, yeah.
not good.
So capitalist.
This is the church in Colorado Springs.
Is this
The church.
is this still the
Oh, yeah.
church?
Oh yeah,
This
no,
is
it
huge.
is still the church.
I know there's a lot of them here
Yeah.
in town. I
Yeah,
just
they
have not
have
been
like
to
at
it.
least 4 satellite campuses at this point.
Oh,
Like
goodness.
this is
Oh, yeah.
the church in Colorado Springs. They brought in ATVs with campers on them so they could sell them
Good
to
Lord.
people
Oh god.
and or have fathers take pictures with them.
Oh, fathers take pictures.
Cause ATVs, you know, and then
Vroom,
for Mother's
vroom.
for Mother's Day,
Oh god.
they set up a bunch of Instagram stations where people could like take pictures with their mothers in like this rose. Oh God, what do they arch?
Oh,
Like
I can visualize. this
arches
in my
of
head.
roses or arches of tulips. Like you had to choose which flower your mother most resembled, and then
Oh
like
my
to get in
gosh.
line, take your Instagram photo.
What a flower.
Anyways,
A little
We
daffodil.
could not listen to these idiots
Right.
say shit
There.
they had not
Goodness
researched.
gracious.
Yeah. So we sat with our bought coffee in the atrium of this church while these people did their
During the
thing,
service.
and our children were in Sunday school,
Hmm.
and we
We were just like, we can't
were
do this.
approached by people who were like, "Can we help you? Do you need something?" Like, and we did this 2 weeks. 2 weeks we went to Sunday service, and we could not walk into a service without one or the other of us sobbing because it
Oh.
was so painful.
Oh.
That was Good job.
And then we never went back.
Yeah.
Because why would we?
Right. Well, yeah, why would you go somewhere that
we
made you
talked about-
miserable and uncomfortable?
We talked about it after that, like every now and then come up like maybe we should do it just so like we could like meet people, but
Meet people and
It
teach
wasn't
the
worth
children the things they need to learn.
yeah. But slowly we just started. I think we slowly started realizing that like this isn't us. And
We can't.
it's not what we believe. and
Right.
It's just and well and the hardest part probably was like because our that was the
That was the last thing connecting us to our family.
yeah
Mm.
and
Because they were okay with us as long as we were going
we
to
kept
church.
going to
As
church.
long as we made sure the kids were getting.
Yeah.
yeah
As long as you
Christian.
went to church
As
once
long
a week.
as long as we did that, we were okay.
yeah. But then we stopped and we basically lied to our families for 2 years.
We did.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were part of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I knew you were still like lying to them when I knew you, and
No,
then
we were.
and then Tess told me about when you like
Yeah.
told
That was
the
it was
truth.
miserable.
Well, yeah, because we
That
were.
was miserable. That was
we were
so
homeless,
miserable.
living with Tess's aunt when Tess realized she
It's
was
true.
not a man.
no like it was that soon too.
And
It
this
It
was
was
like even
so-
before I met you.
Yeah.
Oh,
At
yeah.
work, like we didn't
Yeah.
know each other yet.
No.
No,
And
she
so-
was still captioning and she was so scared.
And like
Yeah.
a good portion, like of while we were even at work, then it's like you were just like pretending to be somebody you weren't.
Yeah.
And
I
so
didn't know what else to do. Well,
and then I was like, oh, Mister, ba 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 ba,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't do anything.
well,
and
no,
then-
yeah, it's not your
And
fault.
then and then one day our boss said like oh like Tess would like to just be called like Tess and like no more like
no
Mr.
more Mister. What
and,
the fuck?
And I was just like, oh okay. And then I was like, oh, like I should like see what they want to be called and things like that.
Yeah, and that was
like I don't want to go around being like, he, him, Mister, and
Yeah.
like that's not what Tess wants. Like
yeah. Well, and that was probably still a year before we told
I,
family.
I think that
Yeah.
seems right.
yeah, well, it was.
Because like we weren't like we were friendly, but like we weren't like close yet at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I was still trying to figure out so many things. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, but even that's crazy though. I forgot that. I was so much more honest at work. Even
yeah,
when I was with my
because
family.
You trusted those people so much more than you could
Yeah.
trust your family.
Like yeah, and I could, and it was honored. Like the trust I gave to people I work with was
Yeah.
honored so much more.
Right.
Well, just was honored as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
when I
Well, yeah,
we
because
just
you were
decided to be honest with the family.
you were
was
out
not honored at
and
all.
honest to people at work before your dad died,
Yeah,
and then your
just
dad.
barely, but
Yeah, just barely, but like your dad died and you were still
yeah,
doing all that shit.
yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, it was a long transition to
Mhm.
leave the church. I think that's to answer,
Yeah.
kind of try to answer that question.
Yeah.
Is like it took a long time.
Yeah, so it wasn't like this big like sudden jump where we went
No.
from 0 to 100. It
Right,
was
we
like,
never went from 0 to
it was
100.
like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
we can still go
Yeah.
to church, but like in a
Yeah.
more relaxed
Yeah,
manner.
it-
Because like I know people who are like, it's like they're religious, but like religion's just like a little part of their life. It's not
Yeah,
like their
no.
whole identity, but you were just like
No, it literally
so it's like you needed to just not be in
took
it. at
6
all.
years. From
Yeah.
like 2015, Trump started running for president, until 2021.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it was 2022 when we came out, I think, right?
Yep.
So maybe 7 years, 6 to 7 years.
Wow, yeah.
It was a process.
It was a long.
But over the course of that process, like we lost our income, we lost our jobs, we lost our
Mhm.
house, we lost
Oh yeah.
our vehicles, we lost our families, we lost literally everything.
Like you
Our
lost
friends.
everything.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah, we had
everything.
to start all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to start all over. Yep. And but we did.
And it's like, look at the life you've built now.
Yeah.
Like,
We've come a long ways. And,
yeah, no
um,
kidding.
I mean, well, and like the law started in 2020, 2019, I guess, into 2019. And so 7 years.
Yeah, well, 2019 is when we first allowed the children
6
to
of
do
years.
Halloween.
Yeah, it is.
What year was it?
2019.
2019.
2019, the
Wow.
children did Halloween for the
we
first
were
time.
okay with Halloween.
We
Wow.
got them fezzes
It
and
was-
little keychain
Sonic screwdrivers.
sonic screwdrivers.
from Dr.
I was
Who.
gone. I was in Indiana doing a boot camp
That's
for
right.
EMT work.
This was when it was
But
like the
we still lived in
however many
Nebraska,
Yeah.
but we were actually allowed to do Halloween for the first. We'd
'Cause
never done Halloween.
I wasn't pastor anymore.
But
Mm.
Tess wasn't a pastor, so we could do Halloween. We could let the children go get candy.
Like,
Yeah.
wow.
It was great.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
No, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was so funny to just like enjoy this holiday that had been evil our whole lives and realize that it wasn't evil and it was
We
It
had
was
never done Halloween before.
no, it
never.
was just
it was
this
never a
fun
thing we could
thing
be
where
allowed
we
to
our
do.
monsters were fun. You eat candy and
So
dress
when
up.
I was in
cosplay.
Montana, when I was a child, like we could not participate. Like, well, and then it wasn't a thing. Most of the places I grew up, because like we were either on a locked compound or in a different country. But when I did live in America, we turned off all the lights. We hid in the basement. And we were real quiet, so nobody would know that we were home. Because if we gave them candy, we would be encouraging Satanism.
Oh my goodness.
No, it was
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
really? No, the church I grew up in, they would.
I wish I got trick or treaters this year. I had our one coworker's children, and that was totally arranged and not just like, oh, what a coincidence.
We had
Yeah.
quite a few this year.
We got no others.
We had a
It
lot.
was sad.
Our neighborhood does trick or treating pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's because they're amazing.
It's a different. Well, you know, it's suburbia.
It is the
People feel safe sending
Yeah.
their kids out to.
Sure. Well, you did live in a good neighborhood.
It's different than pretty much anywhere else we've ever lived. But
Well, Tess, that was a day in your life.
there it was.
It was 6 years in your life.
6
Many days of the life.
Many days of life.
We're fine. We're fine.
But then Tess would come home at night. And eventually, we drank wine when she came home.
Then you could
And
sing,
then life was okay.
you could sing the Adele song that is called "I Drink Wine."
I didn't know this.
Me neither.
Oh,
That's a song.
That is a song. I can play it for you when we conclude this episode.
Casey knows all the
because
songs.
Apparently.
She doesn't think she does.
Well, I had back in like 2021. I had COVID, and it was back when you still had to like quarantine for like 10+ days when you had COVID. I had 2 roommates at this time, so I'm like just hiding in my room so I don't give my roommates COVID as well. I was bored out of my mind after a few days, and Adele came out with a new album around that time, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to this.
You did.
Oh, I sure did. And then,
But Casey still knows all of the songs.
no, I don't. That's the only one.
No,
Because
it
it's
is not.
Because it's called I Drink Wine. That's the only one I remember, because again, mashed
Because
potatoes.
it's a cult and you drink wine.
Mashed potatoes up here, pointing to my head for those who aren't watching.
No, if you ever do trivia with Casey, she knows the song names almost all the time.
It depends on what songs
Oh,
are.
it's pretty consistent in my experience.
Typically didn't go to the one that was going to have the Lord of the Rings one.
That's
That-
true.
You ended
God.
up that
We
you
tried
ended
it.
up not going to because it was crowded. That I ended up not going to because the person I was selling my car to was like, "You're meeting on this night instead
That
of this
was
night." I
such
just
bad
wanted to get rid of my
timing.
stupid car, so I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
We'll do the next Lord of the Rings. We
So
should
I
do
missed
our own
it.
Lord of the
You
Rings.
didn't end
trivia.
up
There you
going.
go.
You hung out with at our friend's place instead, and
That
that was that. But
That was
at
very
that
nice.
place that hosted that trivia, I've been to other trivias there, and they have like a whole round of like songs. And so I guess one night we should go there and say I know songs. That's my whole point.
There you go.
After that whole tangent, that was my point.
That's a good plan. I like this plan.
Cheers.
My other plan is grilling chicken.
There you go. You can do that. You
Chicken.
can do that. See who won the
Steve
football
slap
game.
chicken. Do 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 do
You care a lot about football, I can tell.
do.
Because you call it baseball!
I don't know what I was saying. We talked about baseball earlier.
Did you know I used to play baseball?
What?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, that's fun.
No, I did. Why are you laughing at me? Is it because I was bad at baseball? Because I was bad
I've
at
seen a
baseball.
League of
It was
Their
really
Own with all those ladies
Yes.
playing baseball. It's a great
I
movie.
actually showed it to the children recently because Netflix, I want to say, came out with a documentary based on a couple of people who
What?
that movie was based on.
What? I didn't know that. That's fun.
So good. So good.
I was like, there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, no, it's that one. We had to watch A League of Their Own after that because this documentary was insane. It was amazing. They were very lesbian
Yes. Yes.
and very adorable.
I love anything that's lesbian and adorable.
Casey, or I think we're going to have you back to ask more questions. Because I think we made it through 3 questions.
Wow.
Wow.
You know,
Yes.
I ask such open-ended questions, you know?
You have to stop being so critical.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
I said yes.
You know, how many questions did I write down? I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wrote down 8 questions. I think I might have asked like 4 or 5 of them. Something like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I asked 5 out of
Okay.
8. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all. We need to do at least one more episode.
For sure.
More episodes. I mostly just want to be featured on the podcast again.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
It's been an honor to be here in this office with these squishy things.
They're the best squishy things.
And my chair that I keep getting out of to flop on the floor. And
Well, you did get baptized, so
I got baptized!
that's
I got
understandable.
baptized today, everybody.
Congratulations.
Since Casey was baptized, we can move. We can be done. I think.
Well, if that were the case, it would have been done like an hour ago. So.